We just go along with, well, that's equity. Equity's good. And you saw how the left did it. They went from equality to equity really quick. And the word sounds a lot alike. So nice little sleight of hand.
I don't think there's any proof, given the makeup of NFL rosters in 2022, I don't think there's any substantial, credible proof that they care what color the employees are that help them win football games. There's no proof. You can't argue it based off of who they're paying and the amount they're paying. And so what Pete Carroll is arguing is, hey, you got to hire people who think differently than you. And no, you don't. Not in America. And we see it. Do you think MSNBC is out hiring people who think differently than them? Do you think CNN is out hiring people who think differently than them? Do you think my father, who ran a small tavern in the inner city of Indianapolis for 40, 50 years, do you think he was out hunting for employees who thought differently than him? Oh, you know what? I need the person who manages my club and counts the money when I'm not there. You know what? I need him to think differently than me. I got to get comfortable with that. That's not what my father did. His brother was his manager and number two man, my uncle, Kenneth. He got someone who thought like him, who reflected his values. Anybody that's ever run a business and had to hire leaderships, positions, they tend to go out and get people who reflect their values and think like them. And so here's where the mistake black football coaches have made, black people have made, black people seeking leadership positions have made, is we have allowed the perception of us to be defined by white liberals.
I wanted to go through DIE a little bit here because each of these things individually has become a massive problem for America, and we've been convinced that they're good things. Equity is supposed to mean fairness, and if that's what they actually meant, we could agree on that. But fairness has different levels, and what they mean is equal outcome based on race in particular, which isn't fair at all. In what world is race the proper qualification for determining outcome? Equity cannot be applied on a social level. It can only be applied on an individual basis because all of us have different gifts, IQ, work ethic, attitude, set of values that would lead us to those outcomes. And so instead of equity, we should be preaching opportunity, which we used to do. We've moved away from that. Opportunity is not enough. It's still not equal. Equal outcome should never be the goal. It is actually a reprehensible goal to have because what you're saying is that everybody is exactly the same and nobody has any gifts. And that's just not the way the world is. The world shouldn't be that way. If it was, God would have made us that way. Everybody has their own gift and thing to offer in different places. So that, to me, we've not explained that. We've not explained that, hey, instead of mandating the opportunity, mandating the equal outcome, let's figure out where the deficiencies are, if it happens to be in an individual or an entire group, and help improve the deficiencies so that they can have the outcome that they desire, if they're willing to work for it. Not mandating the outcome because people can't figure it out. That is a problem. And we haven't been able to explain that. We just go along with, well, that's equity. Equity's good. And you saw how the left did it. They went from equality to equity really quick. And the word sounds a lot alike. So nice little sleight of hand. But equity is nothing like equality. Equality, we talk about opportunity, but equity is all about outcome. And that is incredibly problematic.